Ching, 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 ching. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market show. The U.S. government has finally reopened after a record-long shutdown. We're going to be talking about Michael Burry, who's now, looks like his hedge fund has been delisted from the SEC. Also got some Disney earnings this morning. It's going to be a great show for you. Let's get over to the show. All right, it is Thursday the 13th of November. My name is Mandela, and I want to say a special welcome to each and every one of you who are joining us today for the show. So woke up this morning. First of all, let's say thanks to everybody. Really special thank you to everybody who has joined today. The first day of the reopening, and I know a lot of us aren't in the U.S. A lot of us who are watching are not directly impacted, but I just feel like it's something that's been going on, dragging on and on and on and on and on for quite a while now, and we've finally been able to get this headline here of a reopening happening. So we'll touch on that in a little bit. We have Asha Ludwig. Welcome, Asha. Welcome to the show, Asha. I think it's great. It's absolutely great to have you in the live chat. Please feel free, if you are doing any trading today, please feel free to let us know. We are happy to kind of go through some of your trades that you're looking at, maybe even see what you have been trading over the last few days as well. Just let us know. Let us know what you're getting up to. So the big news, I think the headline news for today is going to be that U.S. government reopening. And I guess the question, there's a question as to what does this usually mean? So what impact does this have? Okay, it's one thing for the government to reopen. We'll probably get quite a few people happy to be back at work. Also probably people excited to be able to get back on their flights. I know quite a few people had issues with flights being delayed and flights not taking off when needed, and also cancellations, things like that. But I think one of the main impacts is the market impact. So we have a little graphic here that we've been able to get sourced from Bloomberg, and it gives us an idea of how previous shutdowns have kind of ended up, and what we've seen as a result of other shutdowns. There we go. Press the wrong button, and that's what happens. We do have. Let's see here. Okay, so this is. There we go. We'll make this. Okay, so out of the last, looks like shutdown here, 2018, we have seen the week after. So we're talking about the week after. Looks like we've had a 3.7%, and this is based off of the S&P historical moves after a shutdown. So that's interesting to see. And then also up 2.2. So not saying that this is going to automatically be a straight up from here sort of scenario, but it's good to know how have we come out of these shutdowns. And the title of today's show is U.S. Government Reopens. And I probably should have done some confetti for that, because it's been a long time coming. You also notice here, not all of them are green. So we don't see necessarily every single time there's a shutdown where we see the market up. When we see the market, we're talking S&P mainly here. But the average looks like it's up 0.6% after shutdown. So I would also be very cautious here today, going into today, because There's always the tendency to buy the rumor, sell the news. So if we look at, okay, gold's pulling back a bit, but if we have a look at what's been happening with the S&P today, we've got that news, that's NAS, the nasty NAS. There we go. So S&P is following it. It's looking kind of drippy here. And the more people I speak to, the more people I hear who are saying, as soon as the government reopens, then it's going to be the Santa Claus rally, everything up, buy. And one thing I've learned over the many years and the many lessons is when everybody is expecting something to happen, it very seldom happens. And the contrarian ends up being the winner in most cases. So some people call it buy the rumor, sell the news. So we had the rumor yesterday going into last night that they were going to end up resolving this whole conflict, this government shutdown. So, I mean, it is possible that we don't see the up move that everybody's expecting today. So we want to be prepared for that. S&P a little bit in the red here in the pre-market, and similarly looks like NASDAQ is leading lower, down 0.36%, testing the overnight lows, which is something that we like to keep an eye on. Similarly, if we look at the main crypto of all cryptos, it's the B word, it's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin also, it's in the green slightly, but it's not drastically so. Coming off a little bit over the last 30 minutes. So I don't think just because there is a government reopening that we automatically will shoot up. And that's, I think, something that, especially those of you who are trading short-term, near-term trades, you should be definitely on guard for that. Looks like we have a comment here from Asha saying, I bought a SPX put for this morning. Very wise. Very, very wise there. Let's see if we can open below yesterday's close. I like your thinking process there, Asha. I really like your thinking process. And it goes back to what we were saying just a minute ago about the fact that if we do find that everybody is in agreement that the government shutdown is bearish, and everybody's in agreement that the reopening, which we got last night, is bullish, then I would want to be very cautious, because when you feel like you're on the same side as everybody else, you're not gonna be on the right side most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. So if we pull that up, let's pull that up, because we got Asha talking about below the previous close. Actually, I'm curious, would you have bought your put, did you buy your put in pre-market, or did you buy your put yesterday before the close? Just curious. All right, so we're gonna get over to our favorite segment. We call this Chatting Charts. Chatting Charts. Very good segment. Yeah, we're looking. I would say you got to be contrarian and right here. So previous close. This is the nasty NAS. There we go. S&P following. So previous close would be here, and we're down about 20 points from that previous close. So let's see where we open up today. We have gotten that sort of announcement, or that certainty. We know that workers are going to be getting back. Another impact also is we'll start to get data again. We'll finally start to get data. So we did get that very favorable CPI announcement that President Donald Trump graciously allowed workers to go back into work to give us that CPI print. But things like employment, we haven't been getting. So non-farm payrolls, we haven't been getting since the government shutdown. And I think this is kind of like, it's going to be interesting to see how they roll it out. I think in past years, they've provided the data that is most relevant or most recent, and then they've gone back and then sort of retroactively, I guess, announced the previous data. So it'll be interesting to see how they cover October's data in particular. And then we'll also get commitment of traders. Commitment of traders is something that we have started using recently. And commitment of traders is a great tool when the government is working. So when the government is shut down, we don't get commitment of traders because they fall under a government. They fall under a government organization. It's the CFTC that produces the weekly report, commitment of traders report. So now that they've had the reopening, Donald Trump signed it last night, we should be getting not only our employment data, but also our commitment of traders data. Okay, we're gonna have a look at some charts. If there's anything else that you'd like to have a look at, please post it in the live chat. And what I'm gonna also do is, for those of you who are interested in joining the free prize giveaway, have a look in the live chat. There we go. Okay, so in the live chat, you will see, here we go. So enter prize giveaway here. Okay, so the rules for the prize giveaway are very, very simple. You click on the link in the live chat, and then after you click on the link on the live chat, it's going to ask you to fill out a form, very, very brief form. Once you submit that form, watch for the live draw. We'll do the live draw at the end of the show today. Here we go. So enter prize giveaway. There we go. All set. So it looks like we have Enoch in the office saying, how are you doing today? It's a good day. It's definitely a very good day. I was able to get a few things done earlier on in the day, and now just enjoying the show, really. So make sure that you have entered the prize giveaway before the end of the show. Looks like we got in the office, sir. So prompt and ready to go is Mr. Andrew himself. We'll be live tomorrow, so make sure you come back tomorrow to check the show with Andrew and I. We call it the pre-market show each Thursday and Friday. All right, so I'm gonna actually try and see if we can pull together. Here we go. So we're gonna do a little bit of chatting charts, because we talked about chatting charts a little bit a while ago. So right now, first things first, we'll pull up the S&P, which is something Asha's brought to our attention. And I'm gonna make sure I'm sharing my screen. This is called chatting charts. There we go. Lovely, 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 jubbly. Okay, so S&P, since the all-time highs, we're gonna move this out a bit. So just a bit of a narrative, so we know what we're looking at for today. So we trade S&P 500 mainly, and that kind of, for me, is the heartbeat of the market. So we hit an all-time high here on Thursday, the 30th of October. That would have been the all-time high on that day. And then we've kind of just moved down off of that into the 7th of November. And then since the 7th of November, we've moved higher. This is where we sit now, going into the open in about 45 minutes from now. We're below the close from yesterday. And we very well could see a surprise move today. So I think consensus is U.S. government reopening is good. That means stocks should go up. And I think that's what 95% of market participants are probably thinking. However, 95% of market participants lose money and are not profitable. So I'll let you decide which side you would like to be on. We're going to be trading in about 45 minutes time and see how market reacts. I think if you know the consensus view, then you can take the contrarian side of that view. So, I mean, looking for levels here, you can kind of make up your own mind. We've seen S&P a lot lower over the last few months. So if we just go back, let's go back to here. hopefully you can see this. We got the S&P over here looking a little drippy. So all-time high, so previous all-time high back from September was there. Then we hit another all-time high October there. That one was 67.69. This one was 6,700 pretty much. As my son likes to say, 6-7. So we were able to get through that eventually after a little bit of a dip. Then we had the big China news, Trump saying he will be tariffing China 144% or something crazy. So we went back down and we were looking at this 6,600 level as a sort of support level. So eventually we've made our way back up here, hit the all-time high like we were talking about, came back down, and now we've just gotten the government reopening, right? So I think it's going to be very important today to see where we go, how we move. If we look at yesterday, for example, yesterday was a fairly choppy day. Didn't move very much. This was the eve of the government reopening. And if I'm going to narrate this, I'd say we opened up, so we gapped up slightly at the open. And then it was very, very choppy sideways price action yesterday. Finished more or less 4 points above the previous close. But these are the days when you kind of want to sit back and not trade momentum, not trade long positions or short positions. Depending on your strategy, you have to understand, you have to identify these days as early as possible. So today is a new day, and we'll see how we react, how things start, how we begin the day. We're looking for maybe some momentum today because of this sort of narrow range yesterday. If we go from here, yeah, so it looks like it was about 40-point range yesterday that we stayed in. Not your typical S&P range. So we like to try and find the days when we're actually moving and grooving. So on the days that we are actually seeing some follow through. Some people call them, momentum days. Those are the days that we like to trade. Days like yesterday, where we're kind of just chopping around, staying in a 40-point range for the day. These are the days, and it's very difficult, especially if you're a short-term, near-term trader, to actually make anything out of this. You have to be very nimble, very quick. You have to be almost like a ninja on these types of days. You can do it. I'm not saying you can't do it. Definitely can. We traded yesterday, and we were profitable yesterday, but it's definitely one of the days, if we can choose the days to trade and the days not to trade, these would be the days when we try and sit back and observe as much as possible. So today, we're going to look at where we moved from the previous close. So the previous close was around 68.50. Going back to Asha's comment, she's gotten what is a short. I believe it was last night. Let's see. Bought it yesterday, about 1 minute before the close. Nice. That's the money time. That's when all the excitement happens. Has anyone looked at Big Bear AI? Okay, let's have a look at Big Bear AI. I was actually looking at that not long ago. I'm glad you brought that up, Asha. Big Bear AI, where do I have it? Is it BBAI, I believe? There we go. We do have it on there. Okay, so looks like it was up big yesterday, up about 18%. Let's look at the last 5 days, last month. Interesting. Yeah, so they had their earnings. I believe their earnings was last week. Let's see. Yeah, it was one of the biggest percentage gainers yesterday. Jumps after earnings. So earnings was 2 days ago. Yeah, it's definitely a name that I've been watching the last 6 months. Let's see. Yeah, last month. Great day yesterday. Not sure exactly what happened other than the earnings announcement, but yeah. Anybody else been watching Big Bear AI? Just let us know. And we're happy to kind of dive deeper into that one. It is one of those AI names. I feel like it's definitely trying to ride the AI wave. Yeah, let's see if anybody else has been watching Big Bear AI. We're actually going to take a minute to take a quick break. We'll be back after this. I'm going to have a sip of tea. We'll be back in a few seconds right after this. All right, we are back, and we are getting ready to do that live draw. So just last call actually. So our final reminder: if you are interested in joining and participating in the free prize giveaway, all you got to do is click the link in the description, click the link in the live chat, fill out the form, and then we'll do the draw. Okay, at the moment we have a few responses. Just a reminder on the rules for the draw. So you're only allowed one entry per person. You can only win once every 30 days. The winner must post on social media, tagging City Traders Imperium. And once you've posted, you'll be contacted by City Traders and provided with the keys to your very own $5,000 prop firm account. Okay, so we gave the last call, and we're gonna just copy the names. Here we go. Okay. All right, so we got the names here. Okay, so we're gonna pop the names into the live draw here. And let's go. All the best to everybody. Here we go, let's get it going. Here we go. And the winner of the $5,000 account it goes to Fanny. Congratulations, Fanny. Very well done. Thank you everyone who has joined and who has participated in the live draw for today. Congratulations to Fanny. Please look out for a message from City Traders Imperium, and also make sure that you posted your, please post a message on your social media thanking CTI and just saying that you've won a $5,000 account. And that would be fantastic. All right, I think we have a few other comments, and just looking and seeing who else is in the office today. We got Starboy. Starboy. Oh, how you doing, Starboy? How are you making out today? How's your day going? All right, so we can't leave this out. The reopening, I think, is going to be something that is going to be discussed and talked about for many days to come. We've finally gotten that reopening, and we should see a slew of data that is going to start to hit the wires. Hopefully, give us some insights into what is going to be happening next. All right, so we're gonna have a look at a couple other charts. So last week on Thursday's show, we were asked about gold. Please, what I'll do is I'll try and pop it up there. If you look in the top right corner, I'll try and put a link to last week's show. We talked about gold. We were saying we thought gold is gonna head higher. We were expecting sort of like a very slow but steady move higher in gold, and that's kind of what we've gotten. Last week, Thursday, was around here somewhere. So somewhere around here, was last week's show. We were talking about gold. We were mentioning some bullish news. We mentioned the reopening as a possibility, and we mentioned the technicals and the fundamentals. And we've seen a nice sort of follow through from around 4,000. I think it was actually 4,000 on the nose, or just about 4,005 per ounce of gold last week. And it's done just that. I mean, this is something that I think is definitely a longer term swing opportunity. I know a lot of our viewers trade gold short term, so you'll get in and get out within a matter of days. But we're looking at this from a more sort of end of year perspective. So between now and the end of 2025, very weird to say end of 2025, but it's coming, whether we're ready or not. We're looking at gold. We were talking about this as a target. So the all-time high is around 4,381. And during last Thursday's show, we were calling for 4,381 as a potential. So I know some of you don't trade gold at all. There are many different ways to get exposure to it. There are ETFs that you could use, gold miners, gold physical ETFs. You also have gold individual companies. It's a very, very vast array of instruments that you could use to get exposure to gold. But I mean, we don't get it right often. So my philosophy is celebrate your wins. And I like to say last week, Thursday, we were around 4,000 and we were calling for gold to kind of move a bit higher. That's kind of what it's done for us. I know a lot of you trade individual stocks, so you're probably looking for individual stock tips and entries and exits. We don't trade live on this show unless there's a need to. So not really trading pre-market, but we like to kind of prepare for our day and get ready for our day here. So NASDAQ, similarly, if we look at NAS over the last few days, we remembered that all-time high that we would have hit. This all-time high was 10th of October. So this was the day Trump said he's going to up the tariffs on China, and we moved down. Now, I'm just putting this out there, but the day after the U.S. government reopens could be a surprise move. I'll leave it at that. So we've kind of moved higher, I guess, climbing up. We got a little bit of a fade here, and now we're kind of middle of the range. So we're higher than we were for the China tariffs, but we're lower than the all-time highs. One thing I will mention is next week, Wednesday, we will get NVIDIA earnings. That's a big one. So that's going to be before our next week, Thursday show. NVIDIA earnings is going to be big. And then also, we got OPEX, options expiration, next week, Friday. So you're going to want to watch that as well. We know OPEX can be a little bit difficult to trade. It's usually, basically, it's when the monthly options expire. And it's always the third Friday, or the closest trading day to the third Friday of each month. So that's coming up next Friday. Looking at this NASDAQ as well, it's definitely down almost a 0.5%. Having a look at what we like to refer to as the Asian low. If we look at the S&P pre-market low, Asian low, pre-market low, same sort of deal. Not getting that sort of resounding up move that I think people are expecting from a government reopen. So keep an eye on that. We're going to finish up our show now, actually. One more time, just a special thank you to everybody who has joined us. Thank you to everybody in the live chat. Thank you for participating. Asher as well. Thank you for sharing what you're trading and what you're looking at. Sometimes it's a little difficult to kind of cover everything from everybody, but we call this the pre-market show. Each and every Thursday and Friday, we like to come on. Thanks very, very much for watching this. If you like the show, please feel free to hit the like button. It really helps us to keep this show going. And while you're at it, why not hit the subscribe button as well? It really makes a difference for us. We really do appreciate it. All right. Thank you very much. We got lots of things coming up on tomorrow's show. It would be the second day of the reopening tomorrow. We got Starboy, we got Enoch, and we also got Andrew in the office today, prompt and ready to go. We'll be back with you tomorrow to do this all again. And from all of us here at City Traders Imperium, we're also simulcast on Signature FX. Have a wonderful, wonderful first U.S. government reopen day of trading, and happy trading.